Thank you. Good evening, and welcome to an event that you, your family, and your friends have been highly anticipating, your graduation from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I'm Dr. Joanne Wilson, the Interim Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. On behalf of those on stage, the faculty, and the staff in front of us, and the entire university, welcome to tonight's ceremony. Please remove your hats for the singing of the National Anthem, which will be led today by Ross Spadaro.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Ross, our featured singer tonight, is also our student speaker, and so we're going to give him a minute to get to the stage, if that's okay. Let him catch his breath. Great job. Graduates, today you become part of another special family, that being the UW-Platteville alumni. This is the 200th Commencement Ceremony at UW-Platteville, where more than 57,000 graduates have earned their diplomas. Congratulations to all of our candidates here tonight. Tonight, we will recognize candidates from the School of Business and the School of Graduate Studies. Tomorrow, we will salute the rest of the graduates from the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, as well as the College of Liberal Arts and Education, and also the College of Engineering, Mathematics, and Science. In all, we have 1,053 undergraduate and 180 graduate candidates in the 4 ceremonies. As for tonight's ceremony, we will first hear words of encouragement and congratulations from our student speaker, our principal speaker, and finally our chancellor. We will then recognize some special people, and we will finally present the candidates for graduation. Each commencement, a student speaker is chosen to represent the graduating seniors. This year's speaker is Ross Spadaro from New Berlin, Wisconsin. In addition to taking courses required for his integrated marketing major, Ross also minored in musical theater, performing in numerous shows on and off campus, and leading us tonight in our national anthem. Please welcome Ross Spadaro.
Good evening.
All right, so we've all made it this far. For every one of us, the journey to this very moment originated from so many diverse and unique paths. Although, for the last 4 years, our journeys aligned with similar experiences along the way. Many of the experiences that we shared as UW-Platteville pioneers include those late-night cramming sessions for exams, consuming ungodly amounts of coffee and other highly caffeinated beverages just to keep your eyes open for another hour to finish that paper that's due at 9 a.m., or the time when you finished your paper that's due at 9 a.m. and then went to print it at 8:55 to only realize that you were out of printing funds. Or that the printer cut you off halfway through the printing process because you didn't have enough funds for all the pages, in which you then turned in only a half-printed paper. Or even ordering Domino's pizzas with your roommates late at night because you simply felt like it. We can all agree that these will become fond memories of our time together, but after this moment, we will all begin to create our own paths in this game called life, using the skills that we have shaped along the way. And now we have to answer the question that every single person we could possibly know is asking us. Where are we going to go from here? But before we answer this daunting question, let's take a journey back in time. I want everyone to go back in their minds and think of a time when they were bullied or hurt by someone else in their middle school years for being different. I know for a fact that every single person in this room has experienced this to some degree, but for the same reasons. I, for one, know this very well, as being a choir and theater boy in middle school wasn't the easiest road I could have taken. Yes, I played sports, but it didn't matter back then. I was the odd one out. I was different. Now fast forward 5 or so years to when we were freshmen in college. The University of Wisconsin-Platteville was going to be our home for the next 4 or 5 years, and we were getting a fresh start. As a freshman, I was enrolled in 18 credits, sang in 2 different choirs, played intramural volleyball and football, pledged a fraternity, and worked on my first college musical. As a freshman, this was a daunting load, but I did it. No matter how hard it seemed to fit it all in one day, I could do it, and UW-Platteville allowed me to do that. From the start of your college career, we are encouraged to get involved on campus. From the arts to athletics to the American Marketing Association to Greek life, there are so many clubs and organizations on campus that can add tremendous amounts of value to one's college experience. With this said, my involvement in the organizations I have been a part of have continued to make me a well-rounded individual. This is something we share in common as pioneers. We all have different skills, talents, and hobbies that make us unique. In the world today, there is major tension between different groups of race, religion, culture, gender, and many, many more that expose the ugly parts of what humanity is capable of. People see one another for what lies on the outside, just like in middle school. We made snap judgments of people because they were different in our eyes of what we thought a person should be. How wrong and ignorant were we all? We've all been there. And for a time when we all yearned to fit in and conform to be like everybody else, being different was a scary thought. Today, as you sit here on the cusp of greatness in whatever career you see for yourself, do you consider yourself different than those you are competing against for jobs? Do you want to stand out and be noticed so that you can achieve the highest level of success that you are capable of? I bet the answer for all of you is yes. We as college students want to stand out. We want to be different than the next person. And I'm not talking about appearances. I am talking about the unique skill set that we all possess within us that makes us who we are. And this is what makes the human race beautiful. We are all unique in our own way, regardless of appearance. Now, I'm going to ask you to stand up if what I say applies to you. All right. Stand if you were a college athlete. Nice. All right. Stand if you were involved in student government. Stay standing, by the way. Thank you. Stand if you studied abroad. Stand if you played an instrument or sang in a choir. Okay. Stand if you love to create art of any medium, whether that's drawing, painting, music, anything like that. If you play guitar, stand up. Stand if you love video games, Fortnite, and or computers. There we go. Now we got some people standing up. There we go. Stand if you love the outdoors, camping, and hiking, and rock climbing. There we go. Nice. Stand if you were involved in Greek life on campus. And I know the list could go on and on to eternity, But last of all, stand if you are proud to be graduating college at this very moment in good old Platteville. Look around you. You're all standing, even though I had you stand, for things that made you different than one another. Not different by race, religion, culture, gender, upbringing, or social class, but by those very differences that we hold on the inside that make us human. Please be seated. Everyone is different, but it is important, especially in today's world, to notice and celebrate these internal differences in others, because if we focus on the external differences, we will be dealing with these social issues in our world for years to come. So go out into your careers and celebrate the fact that we are all different in our own unique ways, and use each other's different skill sets to better collaborate, problem solve, and innovate. Be different. See different, and stand up together to change the world and how people see the world so that our children someday will not have to fear the prejudice and hatred that we see in the news. So where to now? Thank you. Well, we will all receive our hard-earned diplomas and graduate from this fine institution. But this is only the first step. How will we determine our path? The differences that lie in each and every one of us are our path to success. Now it's time that we take the first step and embark on a lifelong journey towards success, love, and peace, not only for ourselves, but for each other. Let's bring out the beauty and what it means to be human. Thank you.
Today's principal speaker is Patricia Wonderland. Since graduating from UW-Platteville in 1976, Patricia has gone on to lead a successful career in computer science. In 1994, she co-founded software services firm Bay Systems, Inc., where she led the company for 18 years. Patricia now serves as the president of 50/50 Congress, Inc., a nonprofit organization dedicated to achieving gender balance in the U.S. Congress by law. Please welcome Patricia Wonderland. I think it's as far as I can go.
Thank you, Provost Wilson. And nice job, Ross. Good job. Let's hear it again for Ross, all right? Wow, am I glad to be back here. This brings back so many memories. I want to thank the supporting cast of Chancellor Shields, Dean Weber, distinguished faculty and staff who have done an amazing amount of work behind the scenes. I've been seeing that today. And especially the dedicated families and friends. Let's give a hand to the families and friends. My message today is to the graduates. It's indescribably wonderful to be here to say congratulations to the class of 2018. You know, when I was writing this speech, I wondered what pearls of wisdom should I disseminate? I figured a good place to start would be, what would I have liked to know back when I was sitting where you are? Like a light switch, I immediately had about 6 days worth of stories to share, but I understand there's some celebrating waiting to happen yet tonight. So I'll limit it to 6 minutes. Oh, you have no idea what adventures are waiting for you out there. I mean, when I was the one in your chair, how was I supposed to know that someday there would be a military machine gun aimed at my head in Africa? Just a little misunderstanding. Or that someday I would be getting a hug from President Barack Obama. I have to tell you the truth. That was a much more comfortable experience. Speaking of truth, you know how Wonder Woman had a lasso of truth? It would make someone tell the truth. I would love it if one of you graduates made a tool like that. We desperately need one for our news sources especially. I just read this on the internet, a quote from our first U.S. president. George Washington is quoted as saying, "Mankind should not believe everything you read on the internet." You know, we really need that lasso of truth at this point. But for now, be your own truth meter. Research, be diligent with the facts. Learn to recognize fiction. Embrace science, embrace the truth. Ask your leaders a lot of penetrating questions, but be aware, your leaders are probably really old, and if you ask them too many hard questions, they might get tired and cranky. Just be aware. As you probably know, each one of us lives in a bubble. It's a bubble made up of our own experiences, exposures, and education. I encourage you to continue to grow your bubble. Travel to new places, either physically or virtually. But no, I don't mean playing more video games, Ross. Connect with people who do not look like you or sound like you. I can tell you it's a learning experience to be in a room meeting with a dozen people of whom you are the only American. Diversity is the spice rack of the world. Yes, diversity is the spice rack of the world. Respect it, embrace it, learn from it. As graduates of this esteemed institution, you now have choices. To quote TV's Jon Stewart, "The unfortunate yet truly exciting thing about your life now is that there is no core curriculum. The entire place is an elective. Choose to expand your bubble in a trajectory that approaches that blue marble that we call planet Earth. The truth will blow your mind, and that's a good thing." Are you ready for change? I think you are. Okay, imagine back in time being a student here when there were no cell phones. I'll give you a chance to absorb that. No cell phones. There was no internet. And most shocking of all, out at the mound at the M, no steps. Okay, now take that journey into the future. The only cars are driverless and electric and flying. Bullet trains crisscross the United States. Medical tricorder devices let you do your own diagnostic testing at home. And there's your medical truth. You'll immediately know whether your pain is from a burst appendix or a kidney stone. And you know what? Knowing the difference could save your life. More importantly, it'll save you from that heart attack when you get your emergency room bill for $20,000. If your time here was anything like mine, when you cross this stage tonight, you will have received a world-class education. Yes, I think you're not only prepared for change, but you are the ones to make the changes for the better. Be sure to thank your parents or guardians for all the sleepless nights that you caused them. And hopefully, those sleepless nights were not just last week. And remember, it's not going to kill you to stand next to your weird cousin for that photo that your mom wants. Just smile, because mom's not always going to be around. Probably not always going to be around. In conclusion, graduates, please stay healthy and happy and filled with integrity, curiosity, and a passion for the truth. Catch up on your sleep, but only after you celebrate this weekend. Go Pioneers! Congratulations.
I now ask that Phil Muldrum, President of the Alumni Association Board of Directors, come forward to present the Alumni Lifetime Pioneer memberships.
Thank you, Provost Wilson. The University of Wisconsin-Platteville Alumni Association annually recognizes outstanding graduates with the Honorary Lifetime Pioneer Award by awarding them a lifetime membership in the Alumni Association of $400 value. The award is based on a variety of criteria, including campus activities and leadership, community involvement, professional development and employment, academic excellence, and the probability of future involvement in the Alumni Association. I ask the following graduate to stand and be recognized. Makongo Anne-Marie Fotek. Congratulations. Graduates, what really counts in life is not how far we've traveled, but what we brought back. As you leave our great university, I offer the words of T.S. Eliot. For last year's words belong to last year's language, and next year's words await another voice. And to make an end is to make a beginning. Congratulations to soon-to-be alumni. Good luck, and always remember that we are forever pioneers. Thank you.
Chancellor Dennis J. Shields is in his 8th year at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. During that time, he has guided the campus through tremendous growth in programs, resources, and facilities. Most recently, he piloted an impressive effort to gain legislative and gubernatorial approval to build a new $55 million state-of-the-art engineering facility on our campus, as well as a $23.7 million renovation of our Babel Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chancellor Dennis J. Shields.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. Every day, every week, every year, act like a pioneer and make a difference. Good evening. Good evening. There we go. Thank you. It is a great day to be here to honor the University of Wisconsin-Platteville graduating class of 2018, the 200th in the school's history. Congratulations. To the friends and family here today and to the faculty and staff, thank you for all of your support that you've provided these students along the way. Your belief in their future made a significant contribution to the ability of these graduates to enjoy this achievement. Graduates, every day, every week, and every semester while you were here, you worked toward your goal so that you could sit here today and earn a diploma that you deserve. Well done. Now, you know, as parents, professors, and school administrators are wont to do on such occasions, I have some advice for you. Now, I expect that you have a desire to go out into the world and make a difference in your life, in the lives of others, and in the world. Whether you know it or not, you can make a difference in the world if you apply the same kind of daily effort towards that end as you did in working towards graduation. It wasn't the one test that you made an A on or the one group project that brought you to this point. It was the very stuff you did every day, big and small, that cumulatively enabled you to achieve your goal. Now, to make a difference in the world, I'm suggesting that you behave every day, every week, and every year in the same ways to be ready so that when the opportunities to make a difference arise, you have the capacity to make a difference. I was prompted by an article I read in the Washington Post not long ago by Jennifer Rubin. She told a story about the pilot of the Southwest Airlines Flight 1380, a New York to Dallas flight, who exhibited, quote, nerves of steel when one of the two engines exploded in mid-flight and forced her to make an emergency landing. During the crisis, Captain Schultz exuded confidence. She brought the plane down to an altitude that allowed her passengers to breathe without face masks. She was polite, calm, and confident in her communications with air traffic controllers. She commanded control over the plane while the passengers and flight attendants prepared for the worst. And after the flight, the captain greeted each of the passengers, and they called her a hero. Now, Captain Schultz made a difference that day because she was prepared. The fact is, Captain Schultz wasn't even scheduled to be the pilot of that flight. Her husband had switched flights with her so that she could attend their son's track meet. She later joked, "I'm not trading with him anymore." But she was a pioneer in her field who had exercised the tenacity necessary to become a female fighter pilot in the Navy when women were still prohibited from flying combat missions. Captain Schultz regularly practiced remaining calm, confident, deliberate, and caring in her work, long before that engine exploded. As a result of the actions of Captain Schultz, that Captain Schultz practiced every day, every month, and every year, she made a difference. Now I want you to know that this university produces similar heroes. I'm going to use as an example Kathy Bresnahan, class of 1980, and a member of the University of Wisconsin-Platteville Athletic Hall of Fame. She was the inspiration for a current film, Miracle Season. Coach Bresnahan led the West High School volleyball team from Iowa City, Iowa to a second Iowa 4A championship after a sudden tragic death of the team's star player and setter, Carolyn Found. Found's teammates were certain they would not be able to earn a second state championship, particularly without their star player. But Coach Bresnahan knew differently. After the tragedy, they all rose to the occasion, and Coach Bresnahan supported the team members in their grief. She held practice and encouraged Carolyn's best friend to take her spot. Kathy Bresnahan was there for her team, and she let each girl know that she cared about them. And she worked them hard and kept their expectations high, and ultimately the team was able to defend their state championship. And in fact, Coach Bresnahan was recognized as the National Volleyball Coach of the Year in 2012 because she had made a difference. Coach Bresnahan made a difference not because of the situation that arose, but because of who she was, a dedicated coach, a respectful colleague, and someone who was always trying to help others every day, every week, and every year before that terrible accident and subsequent championship year. Let me offer you one more example. My predecessor's chancellor from a few years back, Bjarne Olsvik. He served this university as its chancellor from 1958 to 1975. And over the course of his career here, Chancellor Olsvik coordinated the merger of the teaching college and the mining school, and actually created the institution that you're graduating from today. Under his able leadership, 22 major buildings were constructed, 38 academic majors were created, and enrollment rose from 1,300 students to 5,000 students. Every day, Chancellor Olsvik showed that he cared about students. He was known to walk around campus and offer a smile, and he regularly sat down to chat with students over coffee. At the height of the anti-Vietnam War protest, a time of rife and division in this country, Chancellor Olsvik de-escalated an anti-war protest on 2nd Street and neutralized the potentially dangerous situation. When tensions rose, the Chancellor was ready. He actually stood on top of a car in the middle of the street and spoke to the angry crowd, diffused the tension, and convinced people to disperse. Later, Bjarne Elsvik personally bailed out several students who had been arrested in the near melee. Later, when asked by a member of the Board of Regents why he bailed them out, he simply responded, because they had classes to attend. The Chancellor was able to take care of students effectively that day and to facilitate civil discourse and to ensure student safety because he was prepared. The skill he used to make a difference that day were skills he used every day, every week, and every year in his work as Chancellor. So what I'm suggesting to you is that as a University of Wisconsin-Platteville graduate, you can do this too. You can live every day, every week, and every year in ways that will allow you to make a difference, both daily in your life and in big ways when the opportunities arise. To complete this quest, I suggest this. Work every day at your passion and be willing to work through the challenges associated with doing the work that you love. Every week, engage your community. Serve on school boards and city councils. Volunteer at your church. Coach a youth sports program or become a mentor. In other words, do things to make life better for those around you. Every year, promote understanding and diversity in your communities. Be willing to engage with others who are not like you, even with those that you sometimes disagree. And finally, every day, every week, and every year, be someone who exercises civility and respect with everyone that you encounter, not just the people you already know. Repeated acts of civility will help us achieve the just and civil society we all would like to live in. You have great opportunities ahead of you. You have a chance to use the preparation you practiced every day at this university in your life. You have the opportunity to make a difference as a result of the cumulative effect of how you live and treat others every day, every week, and every year. I invite you to begin today. Seize this moment. Decide to make a difference. Congratulations, graduates. I wish for you the power to make every day, every month, and every year great to be a pioneer. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. You may wonder what the different colored stoles and cords are that are around many of our graduates' necks. Our international students wear white flag stoles featuring the United States flag and the flags of their home countries. UW-Platteville students who have studied abroad wear stoles featuring the flags of the countries where they have studied. In addition, clubs, organizations, and honor societies have bestowed different color stoles and pins on their graduates representing extracurricular and high-impact practice learning that went along with their classroom experience. I call special attention now to those that are wearing the gold honor cords. These gold cords are worn by students who have received academic honors. The students graduating with academic honors are also designated with asterisks in your program. Will the individuals who have achieved honors and are graduating magna cum laude please rise? These students have earned a cumulative grade point average above a 3.5. Congratulations to our magna cum laude graduates. Now, will the students earning the highest honors and that are graduating summa cum laude please stand? Stay standing. These students have earned cumulative grade point averages between a 3.75 and a perfect 4.0. Please join me in congratulating these graduates as well. You may be seated. As you'll notice in the front row, each faculty member has a different style of gown and accessories depending on his or her field and level of education. For a PhD, the hood is large and colorful and has a silk patch and a velvet patch. The silk patch is the colors of the institution that gave the degree, and the velvet tells you what kind of degree that is. The doctoral gown that many of them have has a black velvet stripe that extends down the front, as well as 3 black velvet stripes across the sleeves. For the master's degree, the hood is the same length as the doctor's hood, but doesn't fully expose the lining, and the velvet edge is not as wide. Faculty and staff also wear the color of the institution that granted the highest degree that they've been awarded. Okay, here we go. Well, all of the individuals who are candidates for bachelor's degree, we'll do all of you later, bachelor's degree, please stand. Chancellor Shields, as provost and as directed by the university faculty, I certify that the individuals standing before you are candidates for the Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, and on completion of the prescribed curricula will be entitled to receive their degrees from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I therefore recommend that these candidates be granted the appropriate diplomas for the curricula completed.
Upon this certification by the Provost and Vice Chancellor, and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Wisconsin System, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree that you have earned, together with all the rights and privileges attending thereto.
And now, undergraduates, you may take your tassel and move it from the right to the left on your mortarboard. As pending final completion, you are now a Platteville graduate, UW-Platteville graduate. Congratulations. Please be seated as we begin the awarding of individual degrees. We know that this is an exciting time, but I ask that everyone show respect for the graduates and those around you. Watch out for those noisy things and be careful of other people's eardrums. All here are anxious to hear the name of their own graduate, so we ask you to be respectful of those that are trying to listen. Martha J. Harberly, our assistant professor in the School of Business, will read the names of the candidates. And I ask Dr. Wayne Weber, Dean of the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, and Dr. Susan Hanson, Director of the School of Business, to come forward.
Today, it is our honor to honor you, the graduates, for your incredible achievements. We also honor the outstanding faculty and staff that fostered your learning and development, and of course, your family and friends, for their invaluable support along the way. Chancellor Shields and Provost Wilson, as Dean of the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, I present to you the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science. Candidates, please come forward.
Jeffrey Ross Spadaro. Addie C. Pepper. Elizabeth J. Allen. Adam J. Bardell. Brandon Daniel Bladeau. Cody J. Bloom. Karsten D.K. Brandt. Matthew James Brewer. Abby T. Carlson. Tyler Cox. Krubel. Quinn John Krubel. Timothy E. Culbertson. Kirsten E. Diamond. Mark Richard Drosky. Ethan M. Elsner. Kelsey Jo Ann Endress. Matthew Darrell Erickson. Briley J. Fitz. Kelsey Jean Fries. Eric John Fryer. Leah M. Franzi. Stephanie G. Garcia. Jacob L. Gerber. Lauren Nicole Givens. Nathan J. Glinsky. Reed Andrew Gady. Tyler Gary Granville. Martin Charles Gould. Colton F. Hake. Lakin T. Hansen. Cesar E. Hernandez. Elliot James Hill. Jorgen E. Homp. Tate Ashley Hunter. Lindsay R. Hurchin. Alyssa Lou Jacobson. Olivia Rose Yale. Brooke K. Johnson. Darius R. Johnson. Sergey Yura. Haley A. Kaiser. Melissa M. Kaiser. Benjamin Michael Carneth. Jocelyn Gail Key. J. Kenneth Burnell King. Ryan M. Kirschbaum. Michael T. Killian. Jennifer M. Krause. Tyler Allen Cubits. Jordan W. Kress. Nathan Michael Kroger. Amanda Marie Kirkle. Taylor Lee Cronky. Mitchell G. Kister. Abby Lakey. Nicholas Allen Lubke. Garrett M. Matson. David M. Marizzi. Martin McGrail. Alec J. Meyer. Elizabeth Marie Meinke. Peter Maxwell Meitzler. Ashley D. Moore. Sarah May Myers. Ali Kasem Nasser. Catherine Lee Neese. Adam R. Nye. Douglas J. Knopfsinger. Robert John Othout. Courtney Lynn Oberlander. Jordan Taylor Olson. Alan John Flom. Kristen Nicole Phelan. Alyssa D. Polhill. Jordan Ray Paradic. Natalie R. Price. Aaron Quick. Chase Owen Ray. Austin C. Ryder. Taylor Marie Reilly. Mitchell R. Riley. Derek F. Ripley. Eric R. Ron. Haley Ann Romanek. John William Rudiansky. Amanda Kate Saxby. Cody J. Schwab. Ryan John Schwalbach. Tyler R. Syme. Nicholas T. Sculla. Anna A. Stamoyanos. Ashley M. Swanson. Stephen G. Seiler. Kyle Edwin Tillotson. Preston Teo. Justin D. Tony. Trent Allen Ubersax. Christina Marie Wagner. Elizabeth Haley Wagner. Cassandra P. Walsh. Michaela Lee Wadick. Oh, okay. I'm too proficient. All right, you okay? All right. Zachary David Wenzel. Austin John Werner. Autumn Jordan Willenborg. Kayla Fern Wilson. Tyler James Wise.
Graduates, on behalf of the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, congratulations.
I ask Dr. Craig Wilson, Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, to come forward. I don't think you have to do it. I don't know why. Probably should do that.
Thank you, Provost Wilson. Will the candidates for the degrees of Master of Science and Master of Science in Education please stand? Chancellor Shields, Provost Wilson, as Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, I present to you the candidates for the degrees of Master of Science and Master of Science in Education. And now, master's degree students, master's degree candidates, please begin coming forward to receive your hoods.
Jennifer J. Adams. Derek Allen Alcala. Terry Heath Bay. Alex Ray Becker. Lisa M. Bell. Robert Arthur Bishop. Daisy Brzezinska. Ryan Butke. Diane Callahan. Alberto Cervantes. Christine Wade Cook. Gretchen Becker Crabb. Bailey J. Cross. Joy Dong. Matthew Carl Douglas. Michael J. Douglas. Ann Evans. Andrew A. Flick. Shelby Flynn. Albert Now For Senior. Kristen L. Golly. Amanda Gall. Patrick Gorin. Minjen Goy. Candy A. Haddix. Heidi Nicole Hawk. Brian Anthony Hayes. Asia Simone Jackson. Elizabeth Jordahl. Rebecca Kalel. Jason E. King. Kaylee Ann King. Jason Michael Kruchko. Nicole Laritzen. Amber Marie Lease. Anne Anne Marie Lemke. Adam Michael Lazitza. Taylor Marie Lubin. Daniel Wesley Makovic. Anne Marie F. Mokongo. Eric McDaniel. Larissa Milton. Benjamin Moskalik. William Michael Neuhofer. Karen Chor Wen. Scott Patrick Orr. Josh Osterman. Miga Mahir Patel. Surya Pulitita Ravendran Nair. Sorry, I butchered it. Jarek Charles Pontius. Eva Marie Riley. Buck Robertson. Allison Marie Rosenbaum. Ahmed Mohammed Sakur. Renee Ellen Sandage. Soreda Santos. Lakasha Sharad. Kina Marie Spencer Dobson. Bethany Renee Status. Kelly Marie Stein. Rachel Judith Turgeson. Shulan Wang. Patrice Weathers. Paul E. Waitman. Sarah Marie Wendricks. Cash E. Willis. Chong Zhong. Changming Shi. Alicia K. Zarnstorff.
I want to apologize. The script was missing that the Chancellor grant you your degrees. So would you all like to stand up, please? Chancellor Shields, as provost and as directed by the graduate faculty, I certify that the individuals standing before you are candidates for Master of Education and Master of Science, and upon completion of the prescribed curricula, they are entitled to receive their degrees from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I therefore recommend that these candidates be granted the appropriate diplomas for the curricula completed.
Upon this certification by the Provost and Vice Chancellor, and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Wisconsin System, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree you have earned, together with all the rights and privileges attending thereto.
You may be seated, and congratulations. Putting together this ceremony takes considerable work, much of it behind the scenes. I want to thank the following people: the Commencement Committee, led by Ian Drager, Commencement Marshal Jason Walt from the School of Business, Marcia J. Harberly, who read our names, the student ambassadors who served as ushers, the UW-Platteville Symphony Band, thank you for your music and your leadership, from Matthew Gregg, the Media Technology Services, and the Division of University Relations. Sitting in front of the stage is a group who has taught and advised and so much more, the graduating class. Will the UW-Platteville faculty and staff please stand and be honored? None of this would have been possible without this last group, who has helped our graduates throughout their collegiate careers and indeed their entire lives. Would the families and friends of the May 2018 graduates please stand and be recognized? Now, if you would please turn to page 55 of your commencement program for the alma mater. This will again be led by Ross Spadaro. Please stand.
Alma mater, grand and glorious, we shall ever be victorious. Loyal are we to you, dear Platteville, pioneers e'er will be. We shall win her honor. Praise be ever on her. Onward, upward to the fore, none shall falter evermore. Alma mater, grand and glorious, wrought by loyalty.
Please be seated, everyone. The commencement ceremonies have been recorded and they are available for on-demand viewing on our campus website. I would ask that you please remain seated until the stage party and the faculty have left the gymnasium. Once the faculty has reached the lobby, the graduates will be dismissed and they may join their families and friends. The flags representing all of the countries from which our students hail are displayed out in the main lobby for pictures, as will be the college banners. This concludes our ceremony, and once again, congratulations to the University of Wisconsin-Platteville graduating class of May 2018. We're ready. That concludes our commencement ceremony today. Graduates, you are now dismissed to find your family and friends. Congratulations.